Hey guys, it's Dan here at J&D Gardens. Well, winter is right around the corner and it's getting pretty cold outside. And for those who have greenhouses, it's time to bring all your plants inside and keep them nice and warm, and possibly starting some new ones. Now, the biggest problem about running a greenhouse over the winter is finding a way to keep it warm in there without breaking the bank. So we have a great idea for you today, using bubble wrap to insulate your greenhouse. Now, it's not just any kind of bubble wrap, it's a special solar blanket used for heating pools. It's a great hack and I think you're absolutely gonna love it, so stick around. Welcome back. Now, for those who have greenhouses in their garden, you know about some of the advantages that it comes along with it, like being able to protect all your plants from critters, being able to work outside when the weather's not so good, like rains or heavy winds, maybe possibly starting your plants early in the spring, and depending where you live, being able to grow through the winter. So it's been said about 75% of the cost of running a greenhouse is heating it. And for someone who's been running a greenhouse for quite some time, I can tell you that number is just about right, maybe even a little conservative. So it's important to find the right kind of heating source that works for you.
When choosing what kind of heating to use in your greenhouse, the two most practical sources would be between electric and propane. The primary difference is that electric heating is generally safer and more controllable, while propane provides more intense heat and is often considered more cost-effective, but requires managing fuel tanks and can slightly decrease oxygen levels in the greenhouse due to combustion, making electric the better choice for smaller greenhouses and propane for larger spaces where high heat output is needed. Key points to consider: heat output. Propane heaters typically produce more heat than electric heaters, making them better suited for large greenhouses. Safety. Electric heating is considered safer because it doesn't involve combustion, eliminating the risk of carbon monoxide buildup. Cost. Propane is often cheaper to operate than electricity, but the cost of fuel tanks and delivery needs to be factored in. Maintenance. Electric heaters generally require less maintenance compared to propane heaters, which may need tank replacement and occasional checks for leaks.
So once you have your heat source, the most important thing to do is to keep the heat inside, so you're not constantly running your heat source and wasting a lot of money. Now, not unlike your house, insulating your greenhouse is going to be the key. Now, whether you have poly sheet like I have or a polycarbonate greenhouse, a great hack that people have used over the years is using regular bubble wrap to help insulate the inside of your greenhouse.
Bubble wrap is a transparent plastic material with air-filled bubbles that is used to protect fragile items during shipping or storage. Key benefits of using bubble wrap in a greenhouse is heat retention. The air pockets in bubble wrap trap heat generated during the day, preventing excessive heat loss at night, which can be crucial for frost protection. Also, while providing insulation, bubble wrap is translucent, allowing sunlight to still reach the plants inside the greenhouse.
Now, as great as an idea of using bubble wrap as insulation in your greenhouse, it might come with some disadvantages depending on your greenhouse. But let me explain of how people usually do it. Now, usually I don't have any clear I only had this little piece here. I have this, one thing, don't want to use orange bubble wrap. If you're going to use bubble wrap, make sure it's clear, but this is the only thing I have. Now, it usually comes in all different kind of rolls. The widest I've seen is about 2 feet wide and maybe 100 feet long. Now, what people like to do is they like to line the inside of the greenhouse and piece it together. Now, as you can see, in a greenhouse like this could be a problem because I have shelves along the perimeter, which most people have, and they're full. So if I was trying to come in here with sheets of bubble wrap, that would be pretty difficult. And I'd have to piece it together and use tape, and there are special kinds of little brackets that can go into aluminum frames. A lot of cool ideas people have come up with, but still, it would be kind of difficult to do that. And then there's the cost. So I've used a little bit of this, but we looked it up. The cheapest that I found for about 2 foot wide by about 100 feet long is about just under $50. Now, the wall, I'm going to use my greenhouse as an example, obviously because we're here. So my greenhouse walls are about 7 and change high. So if I was doing it about 20 so feet long, so if I was using this kind of bubble wrap all the way around the sides and everything, I'm figuring for each wall it's going to take about possibly 20, 60, about, for both walls, let's just say the 2 long walls, be about 2 rolls, which is about $100, which is, and I'm not even talking about the front, the back, or even the ceiling. So starts getting kind of costly. And not to mention that when I'm ready to take it down, it is bubble wrap, so it doesn't really have that much of a strength. So there could be a lot of ripping and tearing in it, and then rolling it up at the end of the season can be a problem. So I just I found that using regular bubble wrap is not going to be the key for me. So when thinking of an easier way of using bubble wrap as an insulation, I looked online to see if I can find some giant sheet that maybe I can just drape over the top and call it a day. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find anything like that. But one day, I saw my neighbor putting something over their pool, a cover over their pool, that looked to be like a large sheet of bubble wrap. And what it actually was a solar cover that's used for pools to help heat up the water. And I thought to myself, that might be the answer to all my problems. Now you might be asking, what is a solar cover?
A traditional solar blanket or solar cover is a large sheet of plastic used to maintain water temperature. Made from a film of thousands of tiny bubbles, much like bubble wrap, the solar cover sits on the surface of your pool, creating a barrier and reducing water evaporation. The clear color allows the sun's UV rays to penetrate deeper into your swimming pool for warmer water temperatures. Solar covers come in a variety of sizes, ranging from 4 to 8 feet to 25 to 50 feet.
All right, so the next thing you're going to have to do is to figure out what size of solar cover you're going to need. Now, obviously, taking the length of your greenhouse, that's easy to do. But then you're going to have to figure out how wide you're going to need it. So you're going to need the side walls, the pitch of the roof, and the other side wall. So the best way that I found to doing this is by using a measuring tape, and these are the flexible measuring tapes. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can just use the rope and wrap it around the sides and then pull it out and lay it out and then measure that. But let me explain this first. So get your ladder, be careful. Now, these flexible measuring tapes are great. I'm gonna show you. Okay. And it gives you plenty of slack. So I'm just gonna keep unwinding this. So, and this is better if you have somebody else helping you, but that's okay. This will give you a rough idea. So I can probably pull it a little bit. Okay, so if I start at the end, maybe give yourself a little bit of slack, come to this end, all the way around is about 28 feet, and that's not giving it a little extra space. So I know that this greenhouse is about 22 feet long and about 28 around. So I'm just going to go with the nearest size. Now, as I said, once you have the basic size of your greenhouse, you're going to want to match it to the nearest size. And there are a ton of different sizes. Now, when I first did this last year, I actually ordered one that was about 20 feet by 40 feet. So my greenhouse is 22 feet long and about 28 around. So I did have some extra space on the side. and I was hoping I was going to be able to stretch it for those extra 2 feet, and I wasn't able to. So I kind of have this one that I wrap back up, and I'll use it for somewhere else in one of the other gardens. But for this year, since I wanted to make this video too, I actually got the correct one. So this one I got in the mail, and we got it from Amazon. We'll leave some links in it, and you can also try your pool supply store. But it comes really quick, surprisingly. And this is where you're going to get it, rolled up in this big bundle. And so this one is actually 24 feet by 40. I wish it was a little closer, so it didn't have to be 40, but well, it's fine. I can always cut some away or leave it for the future. So when the first thing you're going to want to do when you get this is obviously open it up and inspect it. All right, that was a chore. Now, once you have it all laid out, if it's a sunny day, if you have it in your backyard or maybe in your driveway, you're gonna wanna let the sun maybe soften it up a little bit, maybe straighten out some of these wrinkles and give you an idea of which way you wanna put it onto your greenhouse. Now, a couple of things, once you have it laid out, since, as you can tell, this is going to be a lot bigger than what I'm going to need there, then it might be the perfect time to cut it to size. And if you have any particular vents, some greenhouses have the vents on the top, you might want to measure them out where they are and cut them here. It might be a little easier underground than once it's on the greenhouse. So just something to consider. So now let's, I think, we'll leave this to rest here a little bit, trying to straighten out, and then we'll start installing it. All right, once you've flattened it out as much as you can, and you've made any adjustment that you want to make, whether it be cutting it to size or making the holes for the vents that we spoke about, it's time to install it. Whatever works for you, just one word of advice, make sure it's not a windy day, so this doesn't become a giant sail. All right, so now we have the cover on it, and we want to make sure that it stays on the greenhouse. Now, the kind of greenhouse that I have is the poly sheet one, and the way poly sheet is held on to a frame like this is with wiggle wire. Now, if you're not familiar with wiggle wire, I have a close-up example here. Now, what wiggle wire is this aluminum channel. Hope you can make that out. It has a lot of space in it, and you have this wire that's, I guess, wiggly, that's where it gets its name from, that you use to lock in back and forth into the channel. It can be a little difficult sometimes. Now, I put a little piece of plastic on the example. So once you have it locked in to the wiggle wire through the channel, it becomes very sturdy and it's never going to pull out. I've had this up for years with some strong winds, and it never touched the plastic, never thought of even coming loose. And that's the beauty of it, of this. And if you have a greenhouse made of polycarbonate, a metal frame, these are really easy. It's soft metal, it's aluminum, that you can screw onto the sides just on both ends and add the channel all the way around so that you can add something, some kind of cover like this. So really simple, you can get on Amazon. We'll leave a link to these as well. So let me just kind of show you real quick here. It's starting to get a little more chilly. So I have I have it laid out the way I want, the length, and spaced on either side. I started pulling out some of this wiggle wire. So we'll start here, and then I'll just kind of take it apart from the side. But you see, as I get in here, oh, excuse me, okay. I'm gonna, and there's a flat part that you can use so you don't have to go through the bubbles. Kind of doing this quick for the video, but you see, I'm locking it in place. And it's actually very easy to do. I said these channels come in long lengths, like around 72 inches. Oh, let me line it up. You're making this out? Am I blocking the camera? Okay. So, and I have wiggle wire on the bottom, all around the top, and on the other end. So once it's in there, let me try to get a hold of this because I can get it nice and tight. You can see that this isn't going anywhere. It's not pulling out of there at all. Like I said, it is time tested. It's been around forever, and this is the perfect way to hold plastic or any kind of cover like this on your greenhouse. So I'm not going to bore you with going around the entire greenhouse. I'm going to lock it in place, and then we'll come back and end the video. All right, I think that does it. So if you have a greenhouse and you're looking to grow some good plants over the winter and you're worried about keeping it insulated, keeping the heat in there, you might want to consider this hack using bubble wrap. Whether it be the kind of bubble wrap using on the inside or using this solar blanket the way we did here on the outside. It really is a great hack. I used it last year. I wanted to wait a year to bring you this video to make sure that it worked before you invest in something like this, and it worked great. Last year I must have saved more than 50% of my fuel costs. Usually go through several tanks of propane. I only went through one last year. It just really, really helped. Now, as you can see, I only did the top and the sides. Depending on your greenhouse, your back wall, your north wall, you might have it solid, like made out of wood or something, because no sun comes in that way. Obviously, you don't have to put it there. If you want to, you can, because the beauty part of having a big blanket like this is it's gonna stop all the air leaks from going in and the heat from escaping, because it's one big blanket. So if it's made out of polycarbonate or made in sections, this whole blanket, nothing's gonna get through it. Now here in the front is where we get most of the light in. I'm trying to decide whether I'm gonna add it to the front. I might, because I mean, I have the door here and I have the vent, so it might be a little tricky, not totally sure, but I didn't last year and it worked out fine, but I might do it this year. If we'll see. I have some extra, so we'll see. If I do, I'll make another video on it, but it just covering up as many leaks is just gonna be absolutely a game changer for you, and just gonna keep everything nice and toasty inside over the cold winter months. So anyway, we're going to leave all the links to everything that we had in the video at the end, like the solar blanket and the wiggle wire. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions on all things greenhouses, please feel free to reach out to me. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. And be sure to hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. So from all of us here at J&D Gardens, till next time, remember, yes we can.